Hello, welcome, karibuni. Um, we're just welcoming people to this call. If you're joining the call, please do introduce yourself in the chat with your name and where you're calling from. So I appreciate we are all from Ruwasa, apart from myself. So maybe tell us where you're calling from in Tanzania and what your role is within Ruwasa. Please do feel free to type in the chat, or if you'd like to raise your
Mm. Vanessa,
speak, please do raise your hand.
please introduce yourself, organization.
So do introduce yourself in the chat or raise your hand to unmute and speak. So I think we're all from Ruwasa, so it'd be great to hear where you are calling from and the role that you have within Ruwasa. That would be great. Um, we should have, so my name is Tom Russell. I'm one of the course facilitators. I don't speak Swahili, pole pole,
Mm.
um, or pole. So if you need translation, maybe we should have a poll for that we could do. Let me see if I can set that up. Martin and John and Irene should be with us as well. So just introduce yourself in the chat, or if you'd like to unmute and speak, raise your hand. Hi, Nuru, did you want to introduce yourself? I can see you've unmuted. If you want to introduce yourself, please do, or you can type in the chat. Oh, hi. So we've got Nuru from Nyasa. I'm going to get my map up because my knowledge of Tanzania is not as good as yours. So in Zoom, can you see there's this little button, a little pen on the screen on your computer? If you can see it, you can click on it and open up a pen. And with that pen, you can indicate where you are calling from on the map. Be great to have an idea visually of where you're calling in from. So we've got, for example, I can see people joining. So Rukwa, Francis from Rukwa. Rukwa is here. Great. So we've got Francis is in Rukwa. If you want to use the function in Zoom, you should be able to click on the screen. There should be a little pen sign. If you click on that, you can pick up a pen. There you go. Great. We've got Sarafini and Dar es Salaam. Welcome. So please introduce yourself either with the map on the screen. Martin, he's on Pemba Island. We've got someone, I think, in Ruvuma. Uh, welcome. So good. You're seeing the pen. Oh, Balele is in Morogoro, maybe in Dodoma as well. We've got someone calling in from Tabore. Let me see on the screen. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, John from Katavi. Katavi, Katavi, Katavi. I'm looking for Katavi. Ah, that might not be a district name. It might be a place within a district. That's great. Welcome to the course. This is the first time we are meeting live. Martin, do we need to have uh, translation into Swahili as I go?
Yeah, I think we may ask the team, but I think most of them they should be able to understand English, and you are speaking very slowly, so it is understandable.
Okay,
But where necessary, of course, I can jump in and describe the things in Swahili where necessary. But yeah, it should be fine with English.
great. If anything is not clear, just raise your hand or type in the chat, Martin, recap, and Martin, you can recap what we've said. So great to see that you've got your cameras on, some of you. That's great, great to see you. So as you join this call, there are different ways that you can engage. And I'm just seeing if Zoom is going to work for me for my next screen. It's being a bit slow. Here we are. If you'd like to activate your camera, please do. If you're happy to, know that we are recording this call. So we're recording it so that people who can't join live can watch it back. So if you do put your camera on, that means you're happy. You won't, I don't think your face will actually appear on the recording because I think it's me that we see. I think when you speak, you might pop up on the recording, but if you're not speaking, I can see you, which is really helpful. So hi Francis, thank you. Hi Benson, Ismail, Nuru, RK, I don't know. Okay, hang on a sec. I'm guessing. Aha. Right. Um, Welcome to the call. So we've got different ways to interact with each other today. We've got camera. If you want it on, that's great. Hi. You can raise your hand in the Zoom function and raise your hand if you want to respond verbally. We've got the chat function, myself, Martin, we can see that. So anything you put in the chat, we will see and make sure that is addressed. So this is our drop-in session. It's the first drop-in session for this course, risk-based water quality monitoring and management. Risk-based water quality monitoring and management. So each week we'll have a drop-in session like this, and the purpose, a few things. It's here to give you a chance to ask any questions you might have about the course. Maybe you have questions about the content of the course or questions about how to access and interact with the course. And it's also an opportunity for us to get to know each other. This course, I can show you the calendar, started this week and runs through to the end of August. So we've got 6 weeks together. So each week we're going to have a live session all together for those that can join. And it's our chance to connect throughout this course. So as I can see people carry on introducing yourself in the chat, I will also introduce myself and the facilitation team. So my name is Tom Russell. I'm calling from England. I'm calling from Birmingham, the second city in England. For those football fans, you might know of Aston Villa, Jude Bellingham. These are products of Birmingham. And we have Irene Lamello. Maybe raise your hand if you've already had a conversation or contact with Irene. So you can use the Zoom function, raise your hand. Yep, Francis, great. You've had a chance to connect with Irene. She's our focal point for all communications about this course. You can expect to hear updates from her. Martin, you're on the call. Do you want to introduce yourself? And you've shared a photo with us. Perhaps, Martin, you can tell us where are you in this photo, what's happening, introduce yourself. Martin is also one of the course facilitators for this course. Martin, hi.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. My name is Martin Sanga. I'm course facilitator also in this course. Currently, I'm in Pemba. Of course, I have been here in Pemba since January 2025. Of course, I'm working on water and sanitation projects. Of course, but my experience come back from Tanzania mainland, where I've worked on this water supply and sanitation projects with different organizations, different places. So good. I think I have good knowledge in designing water supply system, water treatment facilities, installation, monitoring, operation of water treatment facilities. So I'm here to help each other with you learners to exchange the knowledge and experience so that we grow together and maybe do a good job in our place that we are working. Thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you, Martin. Great to have you with us. And can you tell us what's happening in this photo? What can you tell us what's happening in this photo we can see of you? Um, is this in Pemba? Is this on mainland Tanzania?
Yeah. Thank you. So the photo that you currently see in front of you, actually me, I'm the one with maybe short among the four people, the shortest one with a vest. Yes, exactly. So I visited a community water supply system, and there is an automatic water dispenser, the ATM machine, and it was among the activity of my activities of following up to make sure the community gets clean and safe water. So we visit the place to check the condition of the water tap, but also test the water quality at that particular day because we had a scheduled a scheduled table to visit the community and confirm whether the supplied water is safe, is clean, is safe as part of monitoring to ensure all the time the community receive safe water from the system. So I was together with my boss, the white one, so we went together. So I was trying to explain the result, but also the way the community itself is managing the system, because we had an system operators who are tasked to make sure that they test water quality, especially chlorine, every day before they distribute water to the community. So because my boss was not clearly understanding the Swahili, so I was asking the operator and then I was giving back to my boss in English. It's like, transition. Yeah. Yeah, and that
Thank
site
you.
is located in Kigoma. If we have someone in Kigoma, it is called. I forgot the name. It has been a while, so once I remember, I will let you know. So, but the site is in Kigoma, no, Kasulu district.
Ah, Kasulu. Great. It's on the map.
Yes. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Super. Thank you, Martin. That's great. And I'm sure all of us have got a lot to share about our experiences. And we're keen for this time together to be a chance to share that. Um, this course is about water quality. Martin, you mentioned safe water. You mentioned safe water. Just can you type in the chat or raise your hand? How would you define safe water? How would you define safe water? I'm going to see if I can get this on the screen. Yes. How would you define safe water? I have a quiz prepared. I was going to save it to the end, but I'm going to go jumping straight in. Um, During these live sessions, we're going to be running a little quiz, and you can gain 100 points or more. Uh, and you'll notice that we have actually over, I think, 200 people joining this course, which is fantastic. But you'll notice that you'll find yourselves in groups of about 30 people on the platform. So we have 6 groups. During this drop-in, we'll be playing a little quiz where each week, each group can win points with this quiz. So my first question to you, to us, is how would you define safe water? What do we mean by safe water? So you can raise your hand if you'd like to answer over the microphone, or you can type in the chat. And together, Martin and I will keep a record of which person responded, and then that person's group will find out which group you're in, and that group will get some points. And this is for 100 points. So, but the question is, how would you define safe water? How would you describe safe water? I think we're all involved in water supply in some way. So if you'd like to unmute and speak, Aha, great. RK. Thank you. RK says available on the premises, accessible when required, and contamination free. I like that a lot. RK, I like that a lot. I think it's ra. Let me just see if I can see who this is. Is
I'm
it
Rajesh. Rajesh.
Rashida Saida? No.
I'm from India.
Ra- is it Razaki?
Rajesh
Rajesh?
Karan.
Correct. Okay, you've got a bit of an echo on your line, no problem, but thank you. I can see Donald as well. So we're mentioning a couple of things so far. Contamination. Balele, your hand is raised. Please do unmute and share your thoughts. How would you define safe water? So let me just get um, Balele. Can you unmute or do I need to unmute you? Just looking. Martin, if you can unmute Balele, that'd be great.
Ngoja mimi ninyoshe mkono.
And Balele, if you want to speak in Swahili, no problem. And then Martin can respond.
Ninyoshe mkono.
I'm just seeing if I
Sawa.
can find you to unmute you. Aha, here we go. Can you unmute Balele? Balele, can you unmute on your Zoom function? If not, no worry. We've got Samsung SM. Samsung SM. Can you unmute?
Yes, hello. How are
Great.
you, Tom?
Hi, good, thank you. Samsung, that's the name of your telephone, right? What's your name?
My name is Frankie Mtaho.
Kintaho.
Frankie
Frank.
Mtaho.
Okay, thanks, Frank. Frank, great. We've got Frank on the line. Frank, tell me, how would you define safe water? We've got in the chat, we've got people saying it's free from contamination. So contamination is a big one, free from bacteria. Somebody says it's acceptable to users. That's a new one. How would you define, Frank, how would you define safe water?
Actually, I'm not far from the person who speaks area because safe water is the water which is free from any contamination that can cause different diseases like waterborne disease, diarrhea, and so on. So exactly, safe water is water free from contamination.
Fantastic. Thank you, Frank. Exactly. A really key part of safe water is that we can consume it.
Hello?
Oh, hi. Engineer M. Engineer M. Is that Michael?
Hello?
Hi, we can hear you.
Miriangula.
Ah,
Miriangula.
Mili Miliangula. Okay, Miliangula. Miliangula. I'm looking.
Engineer Miriangula.
Okay. If you want to speak in Swahili, go
Hello?
ahead.
My name is Engineer Miriangula.
Miliangula. Welcome, Miliangula.
Okay. When we say safe water, we mean water free from harmful germs, dangerous chemicals, and toxins, as well as metal. It means that water are free from risk of your health when you drink, like what you are doing now.
Mm, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm. Francis is also taking a drink of safe water, I'm sure. I think Benson, you've got some safe water in your room as well. Good, good. Thank you, Engineer Miliangula. That's right. Safe water is about being free from contamination. We're talking about microbiological contamination, and that can make us sick quite quickly, can't it? If we can feel that in our stomachs, or maybe our family members are complaining, oh, I don't feel well, and that's quite quick. But you've also mentioned chemical contamination, physical contamination. Now, maybe chemical contamination, good, thank you, Stephen, that's right. Safe water as well, good, good. But perhaps chemical contamination is something that we don't notice straight away. It might be something, say, what chemicals can we have that contaminate the water that might not have an immediate effect? So there are naturally occurring chemicals in water which generally are good for us for a certain amount. But what concerns do you have? Thank you, Baraka. You've mentioned WHO standards, the World Health Organization standards for water quality. That's really important. That document, that guidelines tells us what the limits are to different contaminants. So we've mentioned chemicals. What chemicals might we be concerned with? If we were to go back into uh, Martin, were there chemicals that you were concerned with in, uh, is it, let me just check, Kasulu, was there chemicals that you were concerned with when you were doing your water quality testing? Um, what chemicals might we be concerned with? Yes, Janda, I see you've unmuted. If you want to jump in, please do. Or perhaps you're just joining the call for the first time. We're asking what chemicals are we concerned about when it comes to safe water? Where you work, what chemicals are you concerned about? We've mentioned harmful chemicals. What chemicals are we concerned about? Martin, in your work, what sort of chemicals do you test for when you look at water safety, Martin?
Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, so overall in water, when we talk about chemicals, we mostly refer to heavy metals that are very dangerous for when someone maybe drink it with water. And here I'm mostly referring to chemicals like lead, sulfide, mercury, those heavy metals. They are the ones that we are really concerned when we talk about water quality. Yeah, so
Great.
those are the things that we have to make sure that they are not in water before we supply water to the community.
Thank you. So, Martin, you've mentioned heavy metals, and we also see in the chat, thank you, Christopher, aluminium, arsenic, chloride. Emma has mentioned calcium. So I think some of these chemicals, I might think, calcium, that's a good chemical, right? But it depends, doesn't it? It depends on the quantity. Fluoride, I think in small quantities is good for the bones, like calcium, but there are levels where it becomes too strong and too much. So I think it's really helpful for us to think about water quality in terms of immediate effects and longer term effects. Um, Other aspects that I noted in the chat when I asked you to define safe water was that if I'm scrolling back up, Nuru, thank you, Nuru. Nuru, it looks like you're up in space there. We can see a satellite image behind you. I like that. You said that making sure that it's acceptable to consumers in terms of taste, odor, and appearance. That's really important. That's really important. Why is that important? So, Martin, when you're visiting sites and you're talking to people, why is it important? And this is a question for us all. Why is it important that water is acceptable to consumers in terms of taste, odor, and appearance? Why is that important?
Yeah, so as you have said, so those things we need to be in a certain acceptable range. Yeah, if, for instance, can cause water to the taste of water to be bad, and someone could reject to drink that water because of that smell. And also they test some chemicals may change the taste of water. So if it is beyond the acceptable range, the taste of water will not be good to consumers. So people might reject that water because of that taste. So we said everything should be in a consumable range in order, if we are putting a system, we need people to utilize that. So if those things are in water and people are hesitating to use water, we are not solving the problem.
Thank you, Martin. That's right. So we can tell people that it's safe, that it doesn't have bacteria that are going to make people sick or their children sick. We can explain, demonstrate that it meets WHO, World Health Organization guidelines, parameters. But if people don't accept it from the way it looks, smells, or tastes, then it means that perhaps people aren't going to use it. And then all of our hard work to provide safe water goes to waste. So I've just got here a summary of those points. I think we've picked them all up. I think I'll just, oh, hang on. One element. I think somebody mentioned this already. So this is, you might notice this from the course material. So this question I've asked is kind of an example of the sort of things you'll be looking at through this course, and maybe you've already looked at this already, but we've talked about how it won't make people sick even after drinking it for years. So this is where we can think about calcium or aluminium or arsenic over many years. What effect does it have for people? And somebody at the very start, I think, said that safe water is there when families need it. It's there when families need it. So there's no use in having a system that provides safe water but keeps breaking down or runs out of water. It needs to be available when people need it, which is great. I think you've also picked up on this last one that the system stays safe, the water stays safe from all the way from the source to the cup, source to the cup. And I think we've got whoever's got the techno phone picked up on that. So if you haven't put your name on your tag, please do. You can go into Zoom and change your name if you'd like. So that's water safety. And this course, I can show you now what we're going to be looking at together. But this course, we're looking at water safety and we're looking at how do we ensure, how do we monitor, how do we manage systems so that all of those things are respected, are met. What do we need to do to monitor, to manage, to make sure that water is safe under this definition? So if I now go back to our other slide deck, and so as I've mentioned, we've got 6 weeks together. 6 weeks together. And this calendar is a recommendation to you of how to work through this course, how to work through this course. Now, if you want, you can, if you've got time right now and you have energy, you can go ahead, you can go right through to Unit 4 today. You should have access, but we encourage you to go through using this schedule week by week, because every week we'll have a drop-in session like this where you can come with any questions you have and also share with each other. So right now, I'm just going to very briefly describe what to expect in this course, and then we'll have a chance to go through how we can access the course. So we can look at the content and how we can access it. So this drop-in session normally will be 1 hour, so we have half an hour more, but Martin, myself, we do have some time to carry on if we need to. So if we need to go more than 1 hour, not a problem. So the first week one, we'll be looking at the case for a risk-based approach. So risk-based approach, if I can just get my slide deck working correctly. So in the first week, by the end of this first week, you should be able to do these two things. You should be able to do these two things. Explain why a risk-based approach to water safety is important for small water supplies, but it's also important for any water supply, and describe how SIs and WQTs can work together to help us ensure that water is safe. What's an SI? What's a WQT? Maybe these acronyms you're already familiar with. Sanitary inspections, SI, and water quality testing. Sanitary inspections, SI, and water quality testing. Those are two tools that we use to ensure that water is safe. So during this course, we'll be looking at how we can combine those and use those together. Now, Martin, I've set up a poll which I'm going to launch. Now, a poll is where we ask everybody a question. I'm going to see if I can find it. Yes, here we are. Launch. You should see a poll come up on the screen. And it's asking you, oh no, end poll. That's not the right one. My apologies. I'm trying to find the poll that I created. Let me see if I can find it. Duk, duk, duk. Oh dear, I think I might have lost it. I did have a poll ready, Martin, but I don't seem to have it. So I'm just going to put it up on the screen as a question, and then you can answer in the chat. And if you can help me, Martin, to keep a tally of the answers, that'd be really helpful. And if I can come to you, Martin, at the end, and we'll see how many people respond in the chat. I know that's more work for you, Martin. My apologies. So, Martin, you're going to be Martin, if you do 1 and 2, I'll do 3 and 4. Keep a tally of the answers, okay? If you can. The question for everybody now is, what experience do you have using sanitary inspections? What experience do you have using sanitary inspections? So you can type in the chat the number. 1 means I use them all the time, or I supervise others who use them all the time. Number 1, type in the chat. Or number 2, I have used them occasionally, or I have supervised others who use them occasionally. Number 3, I use them rarely, or I supervise others using them rarely, so not very often. 4, I never use them, or I've never supervised people who are using them. So sanitary inspections, what experience do you have? Choose one option. 1, 2, 3, 4. Type in the chat 1, 2, 3, 4. And between us, Martin, if we can keep a track of the numbers as they come through, if you can count the 1s and 2s, I'll count the 3s and 4s. And then we'll see how many that gives us. So what experience do you have using sanitary inspections? Great. So perhaps you've not used them, but you're aware of them. Yeah, thank you. RK, perhaps you're aware of them, but not use them. Okay, right. I'm getting more on mine. Can someone give Martin some ones also to keep a track of, please? But this is great. It just gives us an idea at the start of the course how much experience we have. So myself, I've been working in this industry for 16 years, and I've only got a little bit of experience using sanitary inspections, but I recognize how important they are. So I can see now it's mostly for me, Martin, to keep track. So it looks like not many of us have used them. And that's helpful for us to be aware of as we start this course, myself included. I haven't used them very much myself. So during this course, we are going to be exploring how we can use sanitary inspections, how to do them. We're going to be looking at forms. So we'll see that comes into the second week. So carry on responding in the chat. So 1 is something, answer 1 if you're using them all the time, sanitary inspections. Answer 4 if it's never, and then work in between those 2 and 3. So it looks like it's something that's new for us, which is great. We're going to have a great learning experience together. Martin, have you used sanitary inspections yourself much in your work?
Yes, so in my work, yes, I have been using, but not, I'm familiar with the tool, and I used it in several sites, but not like using it everywhere or in every water quality monitoring that I've been doing. But yes, I'm familiar with that.
Super, great. So Martin, you've got some experience with them, but you're not using them in every water system or for every bit of Aha, yes, RK, do you want to unmute and speak and tell us how it works in your region? So I'm going to put up on the screen, if it's helpful to you for you, a example image
Sure.
from the sanitary inspection form provided by the World Health Organization. RK, over to you.
Yeah. So thank you, Ram.
Well, you've just got a bit of an echo, but it's okay.
Okay. So in my region, we have a program for water supply where basically we this is one of the core component wherein the rural people they have a committee called water committee. So they are supposed to inspect all the water infrastructures uh, and ensure that there should not be any leakage around the water infrastructures. It should be cleaned, and also there should not be any sanitary infrastructures nearby. And if it is there, then they also check the quality of the water so that they want to ensure there should not be any contamination, biological contamination due to the sanitary infrastructure, basically the toilet I'm talking about. And they also ensure that there should not be any sanitary infrastructure constructed within the radius of 25 meter. So they regularly check all these things and keep reporting to the higher authorities accordingly.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
RK. RK, you gave some great examples of what could cause contamination to water points, water supplies. Can everyone else now, a question for us all. In these images, RK mentioned some of these. What do you notice in these images that could cause contamination, and which ones did RK mention? I think RK, you mentioned a few. If you can type in the chat, what contamination risks can we observe in these images? So I think RK, you'd mentioned a few of these issues. Can we as a group spot them? What do we notice on screen? What do you see that could cause contamination? You can type in the chat. That could mean that our water is not safe. So we started by talking about safe water, how important that is, how we define it. What would make water not safe looking at these images? Yes, Joshua, there's a latrine. It's written here. And is that a concern? Are we worried about that latrine? How will we know if it's a concern? How will we know if that latrine is a concern? This is left-hand side, we've got a spring. Right-hand side, we've got a borehole fitted with a hand pump. Might be a hand dug well, might be a dug well. But a question for Joshua and for us all. Why is the latrine an issue? Or how would we decide? Because it may be okay. It may be not. Why might not it be okay? What do you see here that gives you fear, concern? Yes, thank you, Emmanuel. There might be underground pollution, and we can't see that. But if there's a toilet, a latrine with a pit, if it's not sealed, if it's in use, if it is close by within, I think you said, RK, how many meters range would your team be looking? You need to unmute yourself. Sorry, RK.
25 meters is the standard we have.
How many meters?
25.
25. 25 meters. Tete, is 25 meters too close? Would you have a shorter distance where you'd say no latrines, please?
Yeah.
RK and their team have 25.
And there
So,
should not be any open defecations also.
oh, what was that, RK?
Open defecation.
Open defecation. Yeah, we've got the number 10 on the right-hand side. We
It
do
is
have
there in the picture
open
also.
defecation. And that's also exactly. So there may be no latrine, but it might be there's signs of open defecation. And Christina, thank you. You've mentioned livestock. That's right. Why is that an issue? So livestock, I mean, here they're just using this entranceway, so there's no gate. But here there's a hole, and this dog here, he might be able to get in, or she might be able to get in. Exactly. And yes, so 30 meters, 60 meters. Irene, hi Irene, welcome. Karibu. Irene is our other presenter, facilitator. So welcome, Irene. We missed the introduction, so we'll come back to you. Yeah, physical contamination, Gabrielle, I agree. So if you look around the site, let's get my highlighter back on. I'm going to change my color so it's easier to see second time round. Yeah, this looks like there's some dirt here where people are collecting, maybe around here as well. There's a chicken. What's the chicken doing? I don't know why there's a chicken there. There's another chicken. Oh, they're everywhere, these chickens. So yes, those are the issues. So using sanitary inspections helps us identify those risk factors. That's right, there's no fence, there's waste, that's right. No. And RK mentioned something very interesting. Don't know if anyone noticed. You mentioned not just sanitary inspections, but you mentioned something else. You mentioned something else. So by the end of this first week, we should be able to describe how sanitary inspections, SIs, and water quality testing work together, how it works together. So can anyone remember what RK mentioned? You mentioned doing sanitary inspections and something else. Can anyone remember? Feel free to raise your hand to speak or type in the chat. What did RK mention in addition to sanitary inspections where we look physically, we make observations at what might be causing contamination now or could do in the future? Can anyone remember or think of what was Martin doing when he introduced himself? What was he doing when he was visiting his water kiosk in Kisumu? No, not Kisumu, Kasulu. Kasulu.
Yes.
Kasulu. What was he doing? Can anyone remember? What was he doing? I'm just going to sample my water that I'm drinking. Mm. It looks clear. It tastes good. There's no odor. Mm. The temperature is just right. So
Is it direct from the tap?
this is direct from the tap. That's correct.
Cool.
This is from the tap in Birmingham. So RK mentioned that his team would do a sanitary inspection, but they would also do water quality testing. They would also do water quality testing if they were concerned about there being an issue. So here's an example, real life example. Maybe you were concerned. I'm not sure if that's such a bad example. So I don't know if I have a worse one. Maybe here we go. This is taken from the roof. So if there was a concern that, there's maybe concern that there's, say, iron coming off the sheeting here, and we're worried about the quality of the water, then we could take a sample and do some water quality testing. So our inspection, our sanitary inspection, helps us observe what might be causing contamination. And water quality testing helps us confirm whether contamination has taken place. So working together, it's really helpful. Working together, it's really helpful. So by the end of this week, that's the goal in our first week, is to appreciate, to be able to describe how we can use sanitary inspections, the visual observations with water quality testing, looking at those results, and exactly, Belegi. Sanitary inspections helps us identify what might alter the quality of water, such as the latrine, the livestock that we see present. And thank you, Gabrielle. So whereas sanitary inspections identify and can help us prevent risks, water quality testing confirms that the water quality is both safe and can be drunk. Superb. So that's week one. Now, we won't go through all the details for the rest of the weeks, but I'll show you just briefly what's going to happen after this week. And then we'll go into the platform and explain how we can access this course. So week two, we'll be looking at how we conduct sanitary inspections. So we had a little go there. We'll do some work together using the WHO guidelines. And we've got some examples that we'll work through during our live session, but we encourage you in your work, if you can, go and do some sanitary inspections, find a water point near you, do a sanitary inspection, then come back and tell us how it went. What did you notice? So really encourage you to practice what you're learning in this course where you can. And I'll do the same. I'll do some sanitary inspections of myself in Birmingham. Thank you, Martin. After that, Unit 3, we're going to take a step back and look at programs. So one thing, it's very good to do a sanitary inspection, but then we have a bigger program of how do we organize ourselves. Bale, is your hand raised again? If so, you can unmute. If it's just from before, no problem. When we come to using sanitary inspections at a bigger level, what I really like about some of the things I've noticed in East Africa is the innovation, the adaptations that are made. This is a bicycle and it's been improved, right? I love the seat. What do you like about it? You can type in the chat. I love these arrows. I like the that's pretty impressive lights at the front. So this, yes, Ismail, did you want to jump on and say something? Ismail, you're unmuted. If you want to speak, please do.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Ismail. Did you want to add something?
I would like to explain how sanitation inspection and water quality testing they work together.
Perfect, please do.
They work together in collaboration through identification of leakage, collecting data, through taking action. All of those they take action in ensure to keep drinking water safe. That's
Thank
what
you.
you know.
Thank you, Ismail. Exactly. So perhaps I'm drinking my water and I get it tested and I see there's something that doesn't meet the WHO guidelines, and I go, right, where did it come from? Let me inspect, let me see what the issues were. But it works best when you're doing them at the same time. And that's what we're going to be looking at through this course. So whereas sanitary inspections are visual inspections, water quality testing, we're measuring different parameters, different chemicals, contaminants, and then again with programs, we're looking at, well, how do we organize ourselves? How do we organize ourselves? So during this course, we'll be looking at different testing methods. This one you may be familiar with. Can anyone tell me in the chat what type of testing is this? Anybody use a method like this before? You can type in the chat. We've got a small vial, a small capsule of water that goes in this slot, and it gives us a number here. And this is you can see it's a slightly different color. Anyone familiar, type in the chat if you're familiar with this method. So when it comes to unit 3, unit 3, we're looking at water quality testing. And then the last session, we'll be looking at data. So data is where we've done all this testing. We've made all of these inspections. We bring together all of this information. We use that to decide what to do, how to spend our money, how to do our monitoring in the future, how to make improvements to our systems, how to ensure that repairs are done timely when they need to be. So that's where we're heading. Any questions about the content of this course? Any questions about the content of this course? We've got 6 weeks together. We are in week 1, and we have until the end of August. Any questions about the course? So those are the different units, 4 units. If you have any questions about the course content, just raise your hand. These are the learning outcomes overall. So by the end of this course, you should be able to do all of those things that you can see on the screen now. That's the goal. That's where we're headed. So you may already have some experience with these. Some things may be new, but that's where we're headed. If you have any questions about the content, do type them in the chat or raise your hand. Just wanted to finish by talking through how we can access the course, So I'm going to open the course on my computer so we can have a look at it together. If you have any questions about the content of this course, please do type in the chat and I will see if I can get the course open. So now you should see the course. So can you raise your hand if you've been able to access the platform? Please raise your hand in the Zoom function or just visually. Yep. Okay, great. Yep, Stephen, great. Raise your hand if you've accessed the platform. If you haven't, don't worry. We're only in the first few days. You've not missed so much. So when you go into the platform, I'm just going to talk you through what to expect and how you can navigate it. Maybe you've already had a go going through this. So you will find the schedule. If you go to the left-hand side, you've got this little course index. So you can open that by that 3 lines, 3 dots, and that gives you an overview of what you can find. So course schedule, which you've just described. And then for each module, if I scroll down, yes, thank you. So portable photometer. Thank you, Gabrielle. That image we had earlier, it is a portable photometer or colorimeter, I think is the other name. And Irene is asking, well, what does that measure? Good question, Irene. Or Gabrielle, see if you can think. I'll show you again the image. So you've got another chart. Let's have a look. Where is it? Tick, tick, tick. I'm going to find the image for you. The image was this one. Gabrielle, take a quick look, have a think, answer in the chat. But we're going to go back to the course platform. All right, thank you, Irene. So here for each module, you see we've got 4 modules, 4 units, 1, 2, 3, 4. For each one, you'll see that there is effectively 3 things for us to do. First thing, there's the unit. So you can go through the module itself, and this is where all the learning, the content is. Oh, hang on a sec. Let's see if I can get it up on the screen on my other computer screen. Review mode. Yeah, here we go. Let's see if I can get that across. So as you can see, we encourage you to use uh, your laptop, your computer if you can. We do have an app. Global Water Center has an app you can download to access the course. You can use your phone, but where you can, we do encourage you to use your laptop. Just taking a moment to load, but you'll see in this part of the course, here you go. This is the unit. So this is all the content of the course. And you can see it's interactive. There are discussions, there are questions for you to answer. And when you've submitted your answer, you get a response. And if you don't get it right, that's okay. Take it again. It's all part of the learning. So for each unit, you'll see a module for you to work through. That has all the content for the course. Then once you've completed the module, you should find an assignment case study. So we're going to be using case studies through this course. And we invite you to download the case study. So you must download this and then you can write into it when it's downloaded. So if I write in it here now, it won't save it. I need to download the PDF and then I can write. But you can write straight into here once you've downloaded the PDF. So I think I can download it here, download. And then each week you'll see an assignment in the discussion forum or submission forum. So for each week there'll be a question. So here's this question. So you've downloaded the case study, you've read it, and it's asking you to write a short summary answering these questions. Often you'll notice that the assignment asks you to think about your own practice. Welcome, John. I see John's joined the call. Hi there. John's one of our other facilitators, John Lubango.
Yeah.
Once you
Hi, Tom.
Hi, John. Just talking through how to access the course, and then before we end, we'll make sure yourself and Irene can present yourselves. So for each unit, there's an assignment. You can respond to that forum, and you can respond to other people. So you'll see here where it says to do, that's what you need to do to be able to progress through this part of the course and to progress through each unit to then end up getting a certificate to demonstrate that you've completed the course successfully. So, things to do. In the assignment, you need to start a discussion. You need to post something. Now, to post something, I'm not subscribed to the forum, so I'm going to go to my normal role. So here, click on the blue button, add a discussion topic. So often I would put like assignment 1 if it's the first assignment for unit 1, and then I would say, I think that, and then I would provide my answer. You post that, and then when you see other people's posts in the discussion, you can respond to them. You can respond to them. And so to progress through this course, we ask you to make one submission of your own and to read and respond to at least one other post, one other submission from somebody else. Why? We can learn so much from each other. We encourage you to do that. Please read as many as you can, because I know that we've all got so much experience, and during our live session, with the time we have, it's really difficult to share. But in the forum, it's a great place for us to share and get to know each other. So you should have already seen also the introduce yourself section. If you've not already used that, it's a great way to introduce yourself, tell us a bit about you. And on that note, John, Irene, I'm going to give you the chance to introduce yourselves. I don't know if, oh, well done, Gabrielle. You're correct. It measures the residual chlorine. That was the colorimeter. It's the, I think it's the HACH, the hash. Well done, Gabrielle. Good work. Irene, would you like to introduce yourself? Are you still with us on the call?
Yeah, thank you, Tom, and congratulations for taking us through. As we all know, my name is Irene, and I'm sure many of you we already known each other through WhatsApp groups and text message as well as phone call. I'm based in Dodoma, and I'm the program coordinator from Water Center. Asante.
Excellent. Thank you, Irene. Irene, I know you've been doing a lot of hard work in these previous weeks in helping people get set up, join the course. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your hard work. John, you've got a picture here that you shared with me. Do you want to introduce yourself using this picture? Tell us where you are, what's happening. This is you here on the left-hand side. Tell us where you are, what's happening, and introduce yourself.
Hi, Tom. Thank you so much for the nice presentation. My name is John Ndeto. I'm an industrial engineer with over 10 years experience in the water and energy industry. The picture right there, when you see there, that was the water treatment plant, which we installed in one of what in Gator area. So it comes together with a filtration unit, which is sand media, carbon filtration, and a UV treatment for disinfection of bacteria, and then you have the aloe to take care of the minerals into the water.
And what
Yeah,
do we see
that's all.
behind you? What's that behind you? This device here. Which part of this treatment process is this? Or
That is the reverse osmosis plant.
Great.
Yes.
Fantastic. So you know a few things, you know a little about water quality and water treatment, John.
Sure.
Fantastic. Great. That brings me on. Thank you, John. Glad to have you join the call today. So in the course, if you have any questions, how can you reach people? us, myself, John, Irene, Martin. If you have a general question about the course that you think other people might be also wanting to know the answer to, a common question, you can use the question and answers by adding a discussion topic in here. So, question on reverse osmosis, because that's what osmosis. How do you spell it? How do you spell it? That's my first question. I've spelt it, but John will clarify. So you can use that to answer any questions, the generals to the course. You might have some questions about accessing the course, the platform. Please ask them there. The other way to reach us is to message us. Now, everybody should have this little messaging service on your dashboard. So you click on that little message bubble, speech mark bubble that pops up, and you can find people. So if I wanted to send a message to Martin, can I find him? No, well, I can send a message to Dustin, Martin. I don't know if you're in the course, but let me see if John is in there, hopefully. John, I hope you're on there, John. Okay. Anyway, I'll make sure you're on there, John. Don't know why you're not there. Maybe I'm signed into a slightly different platform. But here you should be able to find us and send us a direct message, and we will respond to you. So if you have something that you're struggling with accessing the course or a question about the assignment, do reach out to us using the question and answers. You will see course announcements come through here. So Irene is taking a lead on those, explain what's happening that week as a reminder. The office hours, this is what we call our live drop-in session right now. It's the same link for Zoom every week. Same link every week. Join at the same time, same period. So it's now, if you're in East Africa time, it's now approaching 6 p.m. If you are over the other side of the world, it's getting later in the night. Same link each week. We also have a WhatsApp group. Here we go. Irene mentioned you'd have probably had messages from her with that. You can join the group, and that's really for you guys to use. If there's things you want to share as a group, it's your space. We will post reminders in there about the course, the assignments, the live session, but do please use that as you wish. The other thing I wanted to mention was the quiz. So for each unit, to complete the quiz, complete the unit, you need to do the quiz and score a pass grade 80 out of 100. But you can see you can have as many attempts as you want. I've taken already 88 attempts, so it's always good to learn by trying again. So just as a recap, as we close this session, so we've gone over the hour. If you have other commitments, please do jump on and drop off. But just to clarify how this course works, to get certification, you need to, in the discussion forum, this is the assignment, you must answer the discussion question. And you must provide at least one written response to another group member's post, So you'll notice that on the call, we're 50 people. We have about 100 people or more, 200 more, 250, I think, doing this course. Irene, how many are we doing the course now?
We are 254.
Wow, that's brilliant. So we've got 254 people. Now, for the discussion forums, you'll notice you're in groups. So we have 6 groups, and each of us, John, Martin, Irene, and myself, we are responsible for each group, different groups. So in your discussions, you'll be in a group of, say, 30 people, 30 learners. When you join the drop-in session like today, where everyone's mixed in together, but in your groups, you're in classroom sizes. So you might notice you'll have more contact with either myself, John, Martin, or Reen. And then also to get your certificate at the end, we ask that you must pass each quiz with a minimum score of 80% and the final exam. So the end of the modules, end of the units has a final exam. And I think that's end of August. End of August. So that's how the course works. Any questions? Any questions about the course content? The course content. So that's the platform that we've worked through. Any questions about accessing the course? Any issues? Does anybody have any issues or any questions about accessing or navigating the course? You can raise your hand. You can type in the chat. Any issues? If you do have any issues, just write to us using the messaging function. Write to us using the messaging function. Okay. Well, if there are no questions, then just to finish, if you've got time, stay on. If you need to go, don't worry. But now, using a platform like this. Oh, hi, John. Hi, John Washington. Did you want to jump in?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, fine.
Great. Did you have a question or are you just joining the call?
Yes, I have the something to comment on what you are conducting for the time. You are
Yes.
good. You are excellent. We have seen your integrity, and you are good. In fact, to what you are trying to impart us. Of course, that is my general observation. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, John. Welcome. If at any point anything is not clear in what we're communicating and you want to get Swahili translation, we have Martin, we have John, we have Irene. Please do. And please do, if you prefer to use Kiswahili, that's great. I would love to learn some more. And Kisema Kiswahili kidogo kidogo, I would love to learn some more. Janda, did you want to jump in? Janda Mandago, you're unmuted. If you want to jump in, please do.
I think I don't know anything.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Well, nice to hear from you. Nice to hear from you. I have a final question for you. Final question for you guys. This is an online course. I appreciate we might have challenges when we're working online, doing online courses. What problems, what challenges do you experience when you're working, when you're doing online courses, online learning? You can unmute, raise your hand and share. You can type in the chat. What barriers may hinder you from achieving your learning goals? Between now and the end of August, what might make it difficult for you to complete the course, do the activities, or do the assignments? Type in the chat. What are the challenges that you may have in being able to work through the course? We appreciate that it can be more difficult when it's online sometimes. So if you have any issues, I put some photos on there as ideas, but what issues have you found? What has made it harder for you to work through a course when it's online? So you can unmute and speak or type in the chat. RK, did you want to jump in?
Yeah, basically, it is the time constraint at times because we all are working and meeting the deadlines and all would be little difficult at sometimes. That is what I feel.
That's right. That's a big one, isn't it? Okay, and I think maybe we can all see, yeah, we have jobs. We have day jobs. The time we have is limited. Gabrielle's also mentioned, and Joshua, internet can be poor, and sometimes we've prepared our document or our assignment and we want to post it, and then no internet connection. It doesn't send. If we're working in rural areas, so maybe we're traveling to sites, and we're struggling. I don't know why that's not appearing. Oh, here it is. You see, delay from my internet connection. What we encourage you to do where possible is work offline. So for example, the case study here, you can download the case study. Download the case study. Once you've downloaded it, you can type in here your notes and they'll be saved to your computer. So download the case study. The assignment submission. Take a copy of the question, put it in a Word document, save that on your computer, and prepare your response offline. So if you're struggling with internet connectivity, it doesn't affect the work that you're doing. I don't know, Irene, do we have anything that's available? So we've got lots of resources here. So these are the resources that you'll be using through the course. So do download those. They're really helpful. So maybe when you're in a place where you've got good internet connection, go to the resources, download those resources so you have them ready for when you need them. Is that Frank? Are you saying it's difficult to download loads of documents at once? Maybe that's what, or the bundle is what you pay to get internet access, I think. So maybe you need to ask whoever's providing your internet, paying for it, that they give you the bundle that you need. I hope Frank's line manager is tuning in, is aware. So what can help you overcome the challenges that you might find? We've mentioned poor network connectivity if we're traveling, work commitments. This image, this is me. I'm in a training and there's lots of emails I'm having to deal with and I'm getting overwhelmed. So what can we do to make it easier for us to progress through the course? What can we do? What do you think? Well, have a think, maybe just for yourself, for you, between now and the end of August, what's going to help you make time, progress through this course, get what you want from it, because it's great that you're here. We're really, really happy that you can join this course. What do you think can help you overcome these barriers, make the most of this course? That's right. So yeah, Frank, the platform is new. Some of us may struggle to become familiar with it and understand how to navigate to the content and how to connect with each other. So just to clarify, for the groups, you are already assigned to groups. That's automatic. So when you log in to the platform, if I pick it up again on the screen here, and you go to your assignment submission, you will already be in your group. So here you should see everyone from your group. I don't think we have anyone for 2B right now. So I'll go to Unit 1. Let me see. Okay, do we have no discussions yet, but your group will be automatically there. So if you don't see any posts, it's because no one's posted yet and you get to be the first. What else can help us manage our time so we can work through this well? Irene, John, Martin, do you have any recommendations, any advice on how to progress through the course with the time that we have?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, is that Irene?
Yes, I'm Irene. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I've tried to download a report. Only I've already also shared it to the WhatsApp. So for each and everyone to be able to see how far you have gone. Yeah, as we know, tomorrow is Friday, so the end of week 1. So I'll try to encourage you as much as you can. Once you finish your, let's say, your syllabus or any topic, remember to click the button written mark as done. Because if you don't click that, the system still shows that is incomplete. So, and it's maybe if Tom, you can go through one of the activities so that
Yes. Is it this one? I'm just looking. Oh, I think I need to change to switch role to learner mode. Ah, that's done because I've seen it. Quiz here. I need to attempt the quiz. Unit 1. I think I need to go through it all to complete it. I'm not sure if I can find an example of that right now, Irene. My apologies.
yeah, okay. So it is on the right hand side, like whenever you are looking your laptop, where there is a button called exist activity. So there is also like a box written markers done. So whenever you finish any subtopic, remember to click it so that the system can recognize that you have already completed that session. Because if not, you will keep repeating the same exercise over and over again. And another thing, also to encourage you on team working. I know you are located in different places, but those who maybe you can be able to, maybe for those who are staying on the same office, you can try to help one another to make sure that each and everyone understand as we wish you to understand well of this water quality. That's why it's called risk-based water quality. So try your teamwork. Also, we'll be sharing these materials, this recording on WhatsApp. So in case you didn't understand, and don't feel shy to ask, or as Tom directed to the session of question and answers. It's not only about maybe it's a specific topic. You can ask any question maybe you want to understand about water quality. You can go to the chat and then type your question and then share it. I think that is for me. Maybe in case anyone has a question, you are welcome.
Great. And do you want to explain that in Kiswahili, Gabrielle has requested? So maybe now we've got Irene, John, Martin. Ask any questions you have, and you can do it all in Kiswahili now. And sawa.
Yeah, maybe team you can mnaweza kama kuna issue yoyote, unaweza ukauliza kwa Kiswahili pia. Tupo hapa tutasaidiana pia kuwajibu kadri itakavyokuwa imewezekana. So kama una swali lolote au kama una concern yoyote, unaweza ukauliza pia kwa Kiswahili, it's fine.
Irene,
Nakusikia.
kuna sehemu hapo umeeleza sijakupata vizuri. Hapo ukimaliza certain subtopic au mpaka umalize unit nzima ndo unafanya hicho ulichokisema. So umesema unafanyaje? Una mark ili mfumo uweze kuelewa kwamba umeshapita hiyo sehemu, si ndio?
Unabidi uclick mark as done. Kuna ngoja tukishamaliza hii session nitatuma pia kwenye WhatsApp picha, nitaingia kwenye kozi alafu nitakuonesha hicho kidude. Ni kibata ni kiko mkono wa kulia, unavyoitazama PC kiko mkono wa kulia, kwa sababu nimejaribu kudownload ripoti nimetuma. Kilichonishangaza, watu wengi niliwaona mmesha login, lakini cha ajabu kwenye ripoti mnaonekana yani kama vile hamjafanya chochote. Ndio maana nikahisi kwamba itakuwa mnapitia hiyo topic. Unaona kwa mfano hapa aliposhare Tom, umeona kwenye hichi kidude kimeandikwa done. Kila mtu ameona?
Okay. Okay, hicho kilichoandikwa ndani vile.
Kwa hiyo ina maana yeye alisoma hii kitu aka click mark as done, ndio maana hapa kimemwandikia done. Kwa hiyo ina maana hata kwenye system inaonekana kwamba hichi kipengele Tom ameshakisoma. Kwa hiyo nimetoa mfano, kuna ripoti nimedownload. Kilichonishtua ni kwamba watu wengi nimewaona mpo online tayari mmeshaingia na mmespendi masaa mengi tu, lakini cha ajabu kwenye ripoti inaonyesha kama vile yupo incomplete, yani hujakamilisha chochote, na ndo nikahisi kwamba itakuwa mnasoma afu mnasahau ku click ile button ya mark as done, ndo maana kwenye system inaonekana yani bado haujakamilisha hiyo session. Ko ni kuwakumbusha
na mimi ni mmoja wapo, na ndio maana
abe
napata changamoto kuelewa platform.
Jamani, kuna kisehemu ya hii intelligent hii ya matumizi wa AI, sijui intelligence nini.
Tom, can you go to the use of artificial intelligence?
Artificial intelligence, yeah. Kwa mfano kama mimi Gabriel Tumuta ni kama nimeshindwa kudani sasa pale, sijui kuna kitu gani ambacho kinatakiwa kifanyike pale ili niweze kuwa done.
Sorry. So okay, submitted, finish, sorry. You see? She got 10 of 10, like 100%. That means this one is completed. But kwenye hizi nini wanaita, kwenye hizi units ndo kuna hiyo sehemu ya mark as done, lakini kwenye hizi artificial hizi nini tuseme basic knowledge kwa mfano hii pre-survey ukishaifanya. Sorry Tom, can you click pre-survey? Umeona huku pembeni zinaweka alama ya kijani ukishakamilisha. Si umeona kuna mwanzoni ilikuwa ni haina kwa inabidi pia huo unaangalia kwamba imeweka kijani. Kwa ikiwa kama hichi kidude kama hichi umeona amna nini, hakina rangi, na maana hicho kipengele bado hujakamilisha, especially kwenye hizi general item. Nitaingia kwenye WhatsApp pia nitashare ninachokimaanisha.
Sawa sawa, nashukuru.
Yeah.
Madam. Madam Wailimu.
Abe.
Yaani unamaanisha ukishasoma unit 1 unaenda kwenye chini kule kuna quiz na assignment.
Wamenyamaza kumbe Kiingereza kigumu.
Mwache mwenzio.
Madam. Mimi nataka ni unipe uelewa hapo kwenye unit 1 hiyo ambayo tunaisoma wiki hii tunaimalizia. Yaani ukishaisoma hiyo unit 1 maana yake unaenda kule chini ndo kuna ile quiz na zile assignment zote unazifanya ndo unakuta hicho kidude cha submit.
Kiko mkono wako wa kulia. Kipo
baada ya
juu
kufanya
tu
hizo assignment.
Ukishamaliza hiyo unit ukaimaliza kabisa. Utaona juu kuna kibutton kinakuandikia mark as done. Kwa hiyo inabidi ukliki pale. Ukiona kimekuandikia to do, it means kuna kitu haujakamilisha. Ila kuna muda ukimaliza, kama umefanya quiz yote umepass, umefanya assignment umemaliza kila kitu, utaona huku juu kuna kibutton kinakuandikia mark as done. Then utakiclick na kitakuwekea tiki, na ukishakamilisha utaona hizi duara zako zote zinakuwa za kijani. Unaona kwa mfano hapa kwenye unit 1 quiz, kwenye hii unit 1 ukishuka hapa kwenye unit 1 quiz, kwenye hii unit 1 assignment, kwa Tom imemwekea kijani kwa sababu ameikamilisha. Kwa hata wewe namna ya kutest ni utaona ni alama ya kijani, au unaenda kwenye zile mistari mitatu. Unakumbuka niliwaelekeza kuna sehemu kuna mistari mitatu, una click then unaangalia how far Sorry Tom, can you go to unit 1? Yep.
Unit 1 quiz.
No, unit 1. Sorry. Kuna kitu hapo? Do you see hizo tiki hapo kwenye hizi hivyo tu case, na hapa imemwandikia 100%. Kwa kuna namna tatu ya wewe kujipekua. Sorry Tom, can you scroll down? Oh, that is the end. Oh, yeah. Hapa iko 100%. Kwao kuna njia mbili za kujikagua. Ujikague umepata 100% complete, na pili kuna hii alama ya kijani. Unajua kabisa kwamba okay, hicho kipengele sidaiwi. Kwa hata huko kwenye system mimi nikidownload report itanionyesha kabisa kwamba mtu fulani kila kipengele kimekuwa completed.
Sawa.
Okay.
Tulie, tutakusumbua WhatsApp mpaka utasema. Eileen.
Irene,
Naenda kwa
hello. Kuna
yes.
uwezekano kwamba uko umesoma subtopic moja wametiki, lakini hicho kipengele cha kumaki hujakimaki, lakini huku wakatiki. Kuna uwezekano?
Haiwezekani.
Okay, kitu kingine ni siku za kusoma. Hivi ni Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, sio kwamba tunaweza kusoma over the weekend pia?
Yaani ni wewe mwenyewe muda wako, hata ukitaka usome Jumatatu mpaka Jumatatu kila siku ni wewe tu, ndio maana wanaita online course. Whenever you are, yani popote unapokuwa na muda unaweza
Ah,
ukaingia. Muhimu tu ukumbuke username na password, usisahau. Unaweza ukaingia muda
kwa hiyo mpaka
wote, iwe ni
weekend.
asubuhi. Yaani ni wewe tu, hamna wa kukuzuia.
Yeah, maybe
Aya,
to
kitu
add,
kingine
Eileen, yeah, yani hii
Sasa
ni
madam,
una access muda wowote.
Sorry, kwanza kuna huyu Opo ameuliza. Sorry Tom, can you go to maybe unit 1 for those question for matching item? Someone want to understand how to match those answers. Ngoja tumjibu Opo afu tutaendelea. Siku nyingine mwe mnaandika majina, sinaona kama unamuita Opo jamani.
Nakuwa opo hivyo hivyo.
Kwaona umekubali kuitwa Opo. Yeah. Kwa muangalie hapo atafanya Tom. Mmeona namna anavyofanya?
Ndio.
Ya, kwa kinacho move ni kile cha upande wako wa kulia, kinaenda kwenye sehemu ambapo inatakiwa ikae. Hapo sawa sawa. Nimeelezea si Kiswahili fasaha. Simona anavyofanya. Ukiwa umeshafikia una uhakika kwamba haya majibu yangu yote ni sawa, ndio unaenda submit. Sawa sawa? Mmeona anavyofanya? Tom, there is this question, maybe you can assist on the chat. Someone is asking, how can I know my other members of the group in the group discussion?
Well, we encourage you to introduce yourself. So I have shown you now on the screen, introduce yourself. And here, if I change my profile back to student, teacher, so everyone in group 1, you should be able to see these messages that people have shared to introduce themselves, and you can reply. So if I want to respond to Christian, so Christian loves to explore new ideas late at night when the world is sleeping, and I can click discuss this topic. I can put reply, and I can put, Christian, I am also a night owl. And then I can respond. I can ask Christian a question. Tell me more about your day-to-day work as an O&M coordinator. And I can post that to the forum, and Christian will be informed that he has a message, and we can start a conversation. And that's how we encourage you to get to know the people in your group.
Sawa? Umeelewa? Mwingine? Maswali yameisha. Kama maswali yameisha, I will hand over to you, Tom.
Okay. So is there an issue with completing the quiz, or has that question been addressed? Opo ilisema pia nilishafanya quiz. Have we answered that question?
Yeah, he's asking that he has already done the quiz.
Yeah, I understand the
And
question.
yeah.
So the quiz, I don't know why it's not working for you. So maybe we can take that offline. Irene, can you liaise with that person offline separately?
Yeah, it's okay.
Great, thank you. Sante. Any other questions? Maswali zaidi?
Inaonekana wameelewa. It seems they understand.
Okay. Hakuna maswali? Asante Gabriel. Elimu zaidi. Yes. Ninahitaji kuenda Tanzania
They
kwa
want you to
elimu
come
zaidi.
physically. Yeah, they want you to come physically and teach them like
AFCON 2027, no? AFCON.
Okay, sorry Tom, I have a question to them.
Yes.
Kuna changamoto, kuna mtu amenipigia simu anasema kwenye assignment akiclick ile document anashindwa kutype. Kati yetu hapa tuliopo kuna yote ambaye amejaribu kutype ile document na ameshindwa. Yaani I respond. Kwako imetype? Okay, sawa. Basi nitaka tu. Okay, sawa, asante. Because Tom, I received a concern from one participant said that she cannot be able to type on the assignment those questions. Yeah. So I was asking if anybody else face the same challenge so that to understand if with the problem from GWC document or if they are challenged. So I come to understand that I have to advise her the way forward because others were able to type on that document.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe look at that separately offline to see what the issue is. If you can take note of who that is.
Okay, if no, amna mwingine tuagane jamani, si ndio?
Great. Well, thank you everyone for your contributions and look forward to getting to know you more in the discussion forum. Yes, I can see. Is that Frank? No. Well, thank you anyway.
Tusisahau kwenda kuangalia ile ripoti niliyoshare, japokuwa nimeshare leo Alhamisi, lakini naomba kila mmoja akaangalia ili ajione progress yake ipo wapi na ajue namna sehemu wapi anatakiwa kuongeza nguvu. Asante.
Aileen, sawa. Haya majina uliyoshare kwenye WhatsApp haya ni watu gani? Umeona majina mengine hayapo.
Majina gani hayapo rafiki yangu?
Mfano jina langu tu hapa nimechungulia sio.
Hapo yani hapo nimejenerate kutoka kwenye system, sijaacha jina hata moja, yote hapo. Na ulikuwa ushaanza kusoma?
Napenda kumsaidia ukisha download
Angalia
ya
vizuri,
mwambie ya
angalia
search.
vizuri, search vizuri, yapo yote, maana
Kama
kuna
akisha
majina
download ya search jina lake lilivyo, itakuwa rahisi kwake kuona.
kwa sababu kuna majina kama 252, kwa hiyo search tu taratibu vizuri utaona.
Lakini ukisema scroll jina moja moja utachukua muda mrefu na unaweza usione kwa haraka, lakini ukisearch pale juu ukiandika jina lako linakuja pale unaliona.
Haya jamani, muwe na jioni njema, muwe na siku njema, tutaonana Alhamisi ijayo.
Madam, nakwenda
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Good
Kwaheri,
night.
tutaona.